Thank you for cooperation.
Thank you for inviting. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Where are you from?
I'm from India, from Mumbai.
Do you live here or are you a tourist?
I actually live here. I came last year in April. I came here for a project and then I really like Japan, like living here, and it will contradict to your view that it's not that populated compared to Mumbai. So I really liked here. So I found a job in a Japanese company, and as I have a working visa, so I thought of continuing living in Japan.
What kind of job do you have?
I work with robots and drones. So I program them, and right now I'm trying to make them move autonomously, like by itself inside a room. So that's what I'm working on right now.
So you are an engineer.
Yeah, I'm an engineer.
Last year, it was your first time to come to Japan.
Yes, it was actually first time to go anywhere outside India.
Oh, really? So Japan is your first foreign country?
Yes. But in between, I think I stepped in Hong Kong and Vietnam. That's all. Just to come to Japan, like in between.
Where did you go in Japan, like travel?
Actually, I went to a lot of places. So when I just came here, I think Japan is very supportive to tourists or new foreign nationals. So they had this travel pass thing, which is very interesting. Now it's a little bit expensive, but earlier it was very cheap. So I took that. So in that, the best part was I can take as many bullet trains I want. So the Shinkansen, what they call in Japan. So I took that for 5 days. I traveled a lot. So I went to Karuizawa I like nature more. So I went to Karuizawa, Nashiobara and Niigata and somewhere in Omiya just to roam around and see what's in there. So I like traveling. So I used to just decide, okay, today I'll go here, I'll take this bullet train, I'll go here, and then I'll come back, and then next day I'll go somewhere else. So I took full advantage of that. And because of my job, I got to see Hokkaido and Sapporo. So I also went one-day trip to Otaru, which is near Sapporo. So I explored that area as well. And of course, Tokyo, Shibuya, Shinjuku, everywhere in Tokyo, I would say.
You might have seen more places than Japanese.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe.
Can you talk about some good memories? Huh?
Yeah, I mean, one of the best one I would say was the people are really supportive. I remember going to Otaru and that day it was raining too heavily and it was thunder warning and all. And I didn't get my umbrella. So the lady over there, she didn't know English, but she still tried to talk to me and help me to reach, because that area is little countryside, so you don't have that much amenities there. She gave me her umbrella for free and she said, you take my umbrella, and she even called the bus station to confirm the bus is coming or not. And I was really impressed by that kindness of her, and that really literally made me think that coming back and staying here for long, because people are sometimes very kind here and very supportive to foreigners.
What about people in Tokyo? Are they kind?
I mean, in Itabashi, yes. I don't know about the central Tokyo, but yeah, I did meet a lot of foreign people here. So I got to interact with a lot of people who are like half Japanese and half some other nationality. So I mean, yeah, they are very kind and to foreigners because they also want to learn about my culture and about India. So yeah.
Now you work in Japanese company, right?
Yes.
Do you see any differences like working style in India and Japan?
I'm working with a team which is completely foreigners. So although the higher management is Japanese, but my sort of reporting manager is still from France. In this company, it's more startup and more cooperative environment, like how it's all over the world, even in India. But previous company which I worked for the project, that was a pure Japanese company. So some things are different. Like the weirdest thing was to have this morning exercise routine. They have like a time system. So there's a bell which rings around 8:15 and then you have to start doing exercise. There's a music which they play. And at 5:15 your time is over, so you have to go back. So there's again a bell, and that's how they work, and like a disciplined manner. I've never seen it in India, so this is completely different for me also to adjust to this thing.
It sounds like prison.
I wouldn't say that, but more like a school, I would say. It gave me a feeling of a school.
In Japan, people work overtime for free sometimes.
In India, yeah, we do work overtime as well. The best part in Japan is you work overtime, you get paid. But in India, sometimes you work overtime and you're not getting any overtime wages. It's just for you to complete the work, because mainly it happens in the big corporate companies where you have to sometimes work till 9 o'clock at night and you start at early morning 9 o'clock. So it's too much, like 12 hours. helps a lot.
If you introduce Japanese people to people in India, how do you describe?
Oh, I really have a very good impression of Japanese people because I describe them as someone who have discipline in life, which I feel is a very important quality. When it comes to reaching somewhere or when it comes to meeting someone, it's like they'll never be late. They'll try their best to be on time, and that's really impressive because in India, I remember meeting my friends and I'm the one who reached first and I have to wait for like 15 minutes or sometimes half an hour for them to come. So I describe them as like someone who is very disciplined and they have like a lot of patience in themselves. Like I'm not sure about every region, but at least like when they work, if I have problem speaking, like as I don't know Japanese, but they really try their best to help me out with that patience, which is really important, I feel, in life. That's what I describe them as. And of course, they don't bother you and mind their own business. That is very important quality I really admire because I also prefer that way. Like I don't like to bother people for unnecessary reason, whether they are neighbors or whatever. So I like that quality as well.
After you come to Japan, you came back to your country like several times?
No, just once.
Did you buy some souvenir to your family or friends?
Yeah, I bought a lot of sweets, especially the Kit Kat because it's only in Japan where you find so many flavors of Kit Kat. The mochi, because my friend, she loves mochi. She told me you have to buy it for me. So of course mochi I bought. You know the sake cups which has print of Fuji on top of it, or that I bought as a souvenir for most of my friends. A lot of cute stuff from Daiso. Actually, Daiso has so many cute stuff, so small things. And donkey and affordable because you have, in India there are a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends, so you can't give everyone.
Have you ever bought the food sample?
No, not yet. I didn't. I think I should take mochi sample for my friend who loves mochi.
It's famous in Japan.
Yeah, I think I've seen in outside restaurants. It's only in Japan where you can literally see how your food looks before even ordering that. Like you have models of sandwiches outside the restaurants, which is very uncommon actually, I would say.
Maybe only in Japan.
Only in Japan, yeah.
Living in Japan, did you have any culture shock?
Actually, India is still part of Asia, so it's like most of the culture is still same, I would say. But one thing was that I saw people drinking too much, which I didn't really feel it's good for their health as well. So yeah, I mean, I've seen overnight when I go to Shibuya or that region, so like people are really drunk too much. So I think that was really, because that's not that common in India, especially for someone who work in a company. Maybe for normal people, but not like someone who is like employed, I would say.
Have you had any bad experiences in Japan?
I wouldn't say bad experience, but it was a bit weird experience actually, because I didn't expect it in Japan. In India, it's actually common, but in Japan, I saw like, I think that was my first day when I came back New Year's, and I was with my luggage and I was really trying to find something because it was too early morning. I landed like around 2-3 o'clock something. So I was in Shinjuku station. In that time, there was one guy who kept following me and asking me, do you need any help, or giving me unnecessary praising me or something. I don't know what he was thinking about, but he was constantly trying to talk to me and unnecessarily bother me. And I have never seen this in Japan, to be honest. This was the first time I was seeing it. And then I just moved away and I went to the railway station, like the head office somewhere. So it was like, then it was all okay. But that was really weird experience for me, to be honest.
It must be scary for
Yeah, because I didn't know him and he was constantly bothering me. Do you need any help? Oh, you look good and all these things. So it was really weird for me also.
I have heard from American guy that I interviewed like this, and he said Indian people stare people.
Yes.
Cultural stereotypes of Indian people.
They like to stare at you, man. As far as like eye contact goes, a Japanese person will look at you and you just look at them for like 4 seconds, they'll look away. An Indian person will fucking stare into your soul. It's hard to outstare them. It's really fun.
Is that true?
Yes. Yeah, that's what was different here, because they never stare here, and that made me feel so good actually, because when I went to India from Japan, like in November, I felt so weird because everyone was constantly looking at me and staring, and that's not in Japan, so it's very different here.
Why do they look at?
I don't know, I mean, they're very curious, you know, that's what I said, they like to know what's happening in everyone's life. That's one of the reasons, and they judge sometimes. Sometimes they're very judgy also to describe Indians. That's the few qualities I don't like about India, like being judgy or being caring what's happening in other person's life. I think you should not do that.
Other foreigners says Indian people stare the tourists in the eye.
That's there. Not only foreigners, they do it even for me. I have never wear mask in Japan, but I went to India. I started wearing mask just so that they don't see, they don't look.
So they are very curious.
Very curious.
Do you like Japanese food?
Japanese food, actually, in general, I would say I don't eat a lot of things. Like even in India, like I don't eat seafoods, beef and mutton or whatever. So I just eat chicken, egg. Japanese fruits are the best, I would say, than food. I mean, I really loved the freshness in the fruits. Like strawberries are so amazing. And even the sweets like cakes and all, cheesecakes are so fluffy and so smooth to eat. So that's amazing. And food-wise, I don't eat much of the things, so that eliminates like the most important, sushi. So I heard a lot about it, but I don't eat seafood. So, but yeah, I like Japanese rice as well a lot. I do like the way people eat less. I mean, I also want to, or I also try to live healthy or eat healthy food. So that thing is really good in Japan, that you get to eat a lot of healthy stuff here. Like, it's really common that people care about health a lot, and that's one of the other thing I like. You won't find unhealthy stuff easily here. It's like most of the things are healthy, I would say. Even the rice or the fried rice, they don't put much oil in it, so it's like really healthy and fresh.
So it's not because of religion or culture? Or...
No. I think if I go in America, I might not eat most of the things there.
What language do your mother tongue?
Actually, it's a bit complicated, as I say. I mean, I'm from India, so Hindi is a common language we speak, but my mother tongue is Urdu because I'm Muslim. I can read Arabic because Quran is written in Arabic. Most common language which I speak for work with my friends is English, because I've been to an English school, that is convent, which is very common in India. I think English I would prefer all the time for communications, for reading, for my all the business, every work I would say. But with family I speak in Hindi or Urdu, a mix of 3-4 languages together.
Based on your experience, can you explain about Japan in Hindi?
Oh, okay. It's always English coming out of my mouth.
How long haven't you spoken in Hindi?
Hindi I spoke with my mom. So it's like when you know the person you're speaking with, it automatically you talk in the language, right? So right now I'm talking with the camera, so it's always English.
Imagine he's your mother.
मुझे काफ़ी अच्छा लगा जापान में आके, बिकॉज जापान में आने के बाद मुझे रियलाइज़ हुआ व्हाट फ्रीडम क्या होता है एग्जैक्टली. सो लाइक यहाँ पे अगर रात को भी अगर मुझे कहीं जाना होता है, लाइक रात को अगर मुझे ट्रैवल करना होता है, सो मैं पूरे अच्छी तरह से ट्रैवल कर सकती हूँ. सेफ्टी इज़ बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है यहाँ पर. और मैं रात को, मुझे याद है मैं 1 o'clock को भी अगर मैं रात को ट्रैवल करूँ रोड पे, तो वो सेफ़ है फिर भी. बट अगर ये सेम चीज़ मुझे इंडिया में या कहीं और कंट्री में, आई डोंट थिंक इतना सेफ्टी मुझे कहीं मिलेगा. सो वो एक बहुत ही अच्छा फीलिंग मुझे एक्सपीरियंस हुआ कि मुझे फ्रीडम है, मैं जो चाहूँ वो पहन सकती हूँ, जो चाहूँ वो कर सकती हूँ, जो इंडिया में थोड़ा मुश्किल है, बिकॉज ऑफकोर्स पॉपुलेशन इतना ज़्यादा है कि इट्स डिफ़िकल्ट टू कंट्रोल एवरीवन. सो वो भी मैं अंडरस्टैंड करती हूँ अभी. और हाँ, ऑफकोर्स ग्रीनरी, सेफ्टी, इतने सारे सीजन्स देखने मिलते हैं, सकुरा, ऑटम, विंटर, तो स्नोफॉल के साथ, चेरी ब्लॉसम्स के साथ, यू गेट टू सी मतलब एवरीथिंग यू गेट टू एक्सपीरियंस इन एक साल में. सो ये सब कुछ इतना मतलब स्पेशली मैं मुंबई से हूँ, तो मुंबई में इट्स लाइक सेम टेम्परेचर ऑल द टाइम और सेम सीज़न, इधर बारिश होती है या गर्मी होती है, तो यहाँ पे वो सब कुछ देखने मिलता है, लाइक सारे डिफरेंट सीजन. तो काफ़ी अच्छा लगता है यहाँ पे रह के, और सुकून है, पीस है.
I heard some English words.
That's how I talk to my mom also.
So it was not your Hindi.
In India, there is a thing called Hinglish, where we mix Hindi with English and we speak in Hinglish. So, like, I don't really know what important is in Hindi. If you ask me, I don't know the conversion, because we generally use important. We generally use morning. I mean, I remember yesterday in the izakaya, he asked me what do we say good morning in Hindi, and I was thinking, what do we say? We say good morning only all the time. I still don't remember what we say in good. Maybe that can be a challenge for the YouTubers. What do we say good morning in Hindi?
Okay, that's all. Thank you for cooperation.
Oh, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate the work you are doing and hope you get success.
Thank you.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
I hope you enjoy staying here.
Yes, I also hope so. I hope I meet more people. See you, bye, and do reply and comment.